Motivation is not some magical solution that will solve all of your problems. Some people think with more motivation you'll instantly become successful and get everything you want. Now granted, that's a byproduct of the result, but there's so much more that meets to the eye when it comes to motivation. On this video, we're going to talk about the top 3 things that we need to do to consistently have high levels of motivation. The first thing we need to do to have high levels of motivation is understand our locus of control. There was a study done by the University of Columbia in 1998 by Professor Mueller. What the study was is that she had a bunch of 5th graders and she made them do some difficult puzzles. And whatever the results were with these kids, everybody got told that they did extremely well. The first half of the kids got told that they did extremely well because they were extremely hard workers. And the other half got told that they did extremely well because they are very smart and gifted. Second time around, these kids got 3 puzzles. One was easy, one was medium, and one was extremely hard. Now this is where it gets interesting. What they realized, the kids that were told that they're extremely gifted only spent time on the easy puzzles and not on the difficult ones. Towards the ones that were told that they're extremely hard worker, spent a lot of time in the more difficult puzzles and were able to essentially accomplish it more. Now what this comes out is they showed that the locus of control, when it's something that's internal that you could control, there's so much more motivation that's involved. So the kids that were told that they succeeded because they were hard workers, they had that control. If the harder they work, the more they have chances of succeeding. Towards the kids that were told that it's an outside force, so an external locus of control, which is you're gifted, you're talented, spend less time on the harder ones. Now this is where it becomes interesting for us to understand. Once we're able to do that mind shift, and look at it as like, hey, we could control our destiny, we're so much more motivated to continue. Now, the way to develop this, imagine you have an external locus of control. How can you develop to switch it to an internal locus of control? Is putting an activity that you have to do, doing that activity, and then appreciating the fact that you accomplished that activity and it was out of your control. As you do this several times, your internal locus of control is going to activate so much more and you're going to see, oh wow, I'm succeeding this because I'm putting in the work. It's not because I'm talented, it's not because I'm this, it's not because of that. It's because of me. And as you develop this, your level of motivation will consistently get higher and higher and higher. If you're seeing there's some value within this video so far, don't hesitate at all to give me one of these, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you can find out when our weekly videos come out. Now, the second thing we have to do to have high levels of motivation is take action. Now, you might be saying, wait a minute, Chris, that's kind of counterintuitive, right? If I'm not motivated, it's because I don't want to take action, right? Yeah, that kind of makes sense. But the reality of the matter is, unfortunately, people think that motivation is linear. Now, what do we mean by this? They think that in general, people get inspired. So imagine you're watching this YouTube video, you're getting inspired. That inspiration is going to get you motivation, and that motivation is going to make you take action, right? Now, this is not how actually it is. It's actually circular. So what do we mean by this? Is that you could start with action. By taking a small action, that will get you the positive momentum, it'll get you motivated, then inspired, and as you continue doing this, your actions will become bigger, your motivation will become bigger, and then you'll start accomplishing more goals. This was actually a concept that was explained in the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F by Mark Manson, which I've mentioned in another video previously, which how to get out of a rut, which I'll link up as well. So this is something that I've thoroughly been using and getting my coaching clients to use as well. If you're not feeling very motivated to do a specific task, then maybe break it down into small, manageable steps. So imagine, I have to write a big essay. Instead of putting that pressure on you because you're not motivated to do it, just say, hey, let me just sit down for 5 minutes and write anything on this piece of paper, good or bad. And then you'll see how it kind of goes. Or you could just be like, hey, I'm not motivated to do this. Let me go ahead and just, I don't know, make my bed or do the dishes. As you're doing these other activities, your motivation, your inspiration will go up bigger and bigger, and then you'll start doing the tasks that you need to do so much easier. The third thing we need to do to have high levels of motivation is target your goals with a strong why. Now, you might be doing something and you're getting less and less motivated. When that is the case, start asking yourself, is the thing that I'm doing linked up with a strong why? Or I'm doing it because an outside force told me to do it, such as your parents, such as the environment, such as society, whatever the case is. Because the reality of the matter is, if there isn't a strong why behind what you're doing, it's going to be so difficult for you to continually doing it with high levels of motivation. Because you always have to expect the wall. Like, I don't care who you are or what it is, at a certain point, you're not gonna be always motivated. There's gonna be some unmotivation that's gonna come into the work you're doing. Now that's perfectly okay. What you have to do is expect it. You just don't know when it's gonna come, how it's gonna come, but at a certain point you are gonna fail or you are gonna be unmotivated to do that task. What you have to do is not put yourself down to be like, oh my God, I lost a whole day watching Netflix and I shouldn't have, whatever the case is. Just understand that every single moment is a new opportunity to get motivated and do something different, or just to change your steps to do something better, essentially. And the only way you could really do that is if it's linked up with a strong why, you are passionate about it, because I guarantee you, whatever you're doing, there's gonna be some difficult moments that come about it. So understand your targets with a strong why. That's gonna get you to stay highly motivated in a sustainable way. So the reason why I did this video is because a couple of days ago, one of my coaching clients texted me and he's like, hey, I'm unmotivated, and what can I do differently to become more motivated? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because these are the top 3 things that I really thought of and I currently use for my life to be more motivated. So now that being said, the question of the day: what do you do when you are unmotivated to get back on the motivated track? So comment down below. We're all about learning here, so I would love to hear your tricks and the ways that you guys approach unmotivation, essentially. Furthermore, there's some videos over here that could interest you that are previously done. Go ahead and check those out. And you have this big profile picture that you could click. You'll be able to subscribe, join the family as well. Don't forget to turn on the bell notification and give me one of these. That being said, I hope you guys have a blessed and grateful life.